Beliefs are not just thoughts. They are the silent architects of our lives, unseen, yet deeply powerful. At their core, beliefs are the stories we tell ourselves about who we are, how the world works, and what's possible or impossible for us. They influence every decision we make, every emotion we feel, and every relationship we build. Most people go through life never realizing that these internal scripts are running the show. But once you recognize that your beliefs are the foundation of your reality, everything changes. From the way you see yourself in the mirror to the risks you're willing to take in your career, beliefs shape your perception. If you believe the world is dangerous, you'll move cautiously. If you believe you're unworthy of love, you'll reject it even when it comes. If you believe success is only for the lucky, you'll never try. These aren't just ideas floating in your mind, they're operating systems running your life. The most astonishing thing, most of our beliefs aren't chosen. They're inherited. As children, we absorb beliefs from parents, teachers, culture, and personal experiences. We never stop to ask, is this belief serving me? We just live by it. That's why some people grow up confident and fearless. While others struggle with doubt and shame, they're living different belief systems. This chapter introduces the concept that we are not stuck. Beliefs can be changed. You can go from I'm not enough to I am worthy, from I always fail to I learn and grow. When we begin to question and reshape our beliefs, we open the door to a new version of ourselves, one that acts from possibility, not fear. Understanding beliefs is the first step in personal transformation, because until you become aware of what you believe, you'll always be controlled by it. But once you see the beliefs behind your actions, your patterns, your emotions, you can change them. And when you change your beliefs, you change your life. So before we go any further, ask yourself, what do I believe about myself, about love, about success, about life? And are those beliefs helping me or holding me back? This is the beginning of your inner revolution. Beliefs don't just appear out of nowhere. They are formed slowly, subtly, and often without our conscious awareness. The process of belief formation begins in childhood, during the most impressionable years of our lives. As children, we are like sponges, absorbing everything we see, hear, and feel. We take in the words of our parents, the tone of their voices, the way they treat us, and how they react to situations. We internalize all of it not just as memories, but as truths about the world and our place in it. For instance, if a child grows up constantly hearing things like "you're so lazy," or "why can't you be more like your brother," those phrases don't just bounce off, they sink in. Over time, they become the building blocks of the child's identity. I'm lazy. I'm not good enough. I don't measure up. These are no longer just passing thoughts, they become beliefs, which then shape behavior, emotions, and future decisions. But it's not just what we hear, it's also what we experience. A child who experiences abandonment might develop the belief people always leave. A child who receives praise only when they succeed might start believing my worth depends on achievement. These beliefs aren't always logical, and they don't have to be spoken aloud. They're emotional conclusions formed by a young brain trying to make sense of the world. The brain during childhood is incredibly open, what psychologists call a theta state, which is a deeply receptive, almost hypnotic state of learning. In this state, beliefs are installed directly into the subconscious, often without any filter. That's why childhood is so critical to who we become as adults. It's also why many of the struggles we face later in life, fear of rejection, chronic self-doubt, low self-esteem, can often be traced back to early beliefs that were formed without our consent or understanding. As we grow older, our beliefs are reinforced by our environment and experiences. If we believe we're not smart enough, we may avoid academic challenges, and our lack of effort confirms the belief. If we believe people can't be trusted, we might keep others at arm's length, which leads to loneliness and further affirms the belief. This is known as a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it's one of the most powerful ways our beliefs maintain control over our lives. Culture, religion, media, and peer influence also shape our beliefs. From the shows we watch to the stories we're told, from the standards of beauty and success that society pushes to the expectations of our social circles, every interaction has the potential to reinforce or challenge our existing beliefs. Often, we conform without realizing it, adopting limiting beliefs that were never truly ours in the first place. But here's the empowering truth. Just because a belief was formed early doesn't mean it has to stay forever. Once you become aware of how and where your beliefs originated, you gain the power to question them, and anything you can question, you can change. Understanding the origins of your beliefs is not about blaming the past, it's about reclaiming your future. This chapter shines a light on how beliefs are created, so you can begin to reshape them. Because once you know how something was built, you also know how to rebuild it stronger, truer, and aligned with who you really are. Not all beliefs empower us. In fact, some of the most powerful beliefs are the ones quietly working against us. These are known as limiting beliefs. They operate like invisible chains, quietly holding us back, even as we try to move forward. Unlike conscious fears, limiting beliefs are often buried deep in the subconscious mind. We don't wake up and say, "Today I believe I'm unworthy." Instead, we live it through hesitation, self-doubt, procrastination, and fear of judgment. A limiting belief is any belief that restricts your potential, narrows your options, or creates unnecessary fear and hesitation. It might sound like "I'm not good enough," "I don't deserve success," "I'll never find real love," or "people can't be trusted." These beliefs are rarely true, but they feel true because they are reinforced by past emotional experiences, societal messages, or repeated failures. Over time, they harden into facts in our mind. The real danger of limiting beliefs lies in their invisibility. Because they're deeply ingrained, we rarely recognize them as beliefs, we see them as reality. For example, if you've always believed that you're not creative, you won't attempt to write, paint, or build. If you believe you're not leadership material, you won't pursue opportunities to lead. As a result, the belief continues to prove itself over and over, not because it's true, but because your actions or inactions keep confirming it. This creates a loop. You believe something limiting, you behave according to that belief, and then life gives you results that match that belief. And so the cycle continues, often for years, or even a lifetime. Many people live their entire lives in this quiet prison, never realizing they have the key to unlock it. Limiting beliefs often begin in childhood, reinforced by early failures, hurtful comments, or negative feedback. A child told they're too sensitive may grow up believing emotions are weakness. Someone bullied in school may develop the belief that they're not likable. Or perhaps they witnessed financial struggle in their home and internalized the belief that money is always hard to earn. These beliefs carry into adulthood, affecting relationships, career choices, self-image, and mental health. What's most tragic is that these beliefs don't reflect who we are, they reflect who we thought we had to be to survive or gain approval. They are survival beliefs, not truth, and the longer they go unquestioned, the more they control us. The power of limiting beliefs lies in how subtly they influence behavior. You may have a dream to start a business, but a hidden belief that "I'm not smart enough" stops you. You may crave connection, but the belief "I'm not lovable" causes you to push people away. These aren't isolated incidents. They shape the overall direction of your life. The good news, once you shine a light on a limiting belief, it begins to lose its grip. Awareness breaks the illusion. When you start questioning where these beliefs came from, who gave them to you, and whether they still serve you, you begin to take back your power. You realize that beliefs are not facts. They are interpretations, and interpretations can be changed. This chapter is a turning point. It reveals that you are not stuck, you are simply following an internal story that was never questioned, and you can rewrite that story. Because the only thing more powerful than a limiting belief is a new belief that says, I can. Beliefs are not just personal ideas hidden in the mind, they are the silent drivers behind the most important areas of our lives: success, relationships, and emotion. In this chapter, we explore how deeply our belief systems influence what we achieve, how we connect with others, and how we feel every day. The truth is, you can have all the skills, intelligence, and talent in the world, but if your beliefs are working against you, they will keep you from ever fully experiencing your potential. When it comes to success, our beliefs set the ceiling. If you believe you're capable of greatness, you will pursue opportunities, take risks, and persist through challenges. But if deep down you believe you're not good enough, not smart enough, or not worthy of success, you will subconsciously sabotage yourself. You may procrastinate, avoid difficult tasks, or give up too early. Even worse, you may never even try. This isn't a reflection of your true ability, it's the result of a belief that's been running in the background for years. In relationships, beliefs form the lens through which we see others and ourselves. If you believe that people are untrustworthy, you will approach relationships with suspicion and defensiveness. If you believe you're unlovable, you might settle for less than you deserve or push away those who truly care. On the other hand, if you believe in the goodness of people, in the possibility of love, and in your own value, you will form deeper, healthier connections. Relationships flourish when built on empowering beliefs. They suffer when built on fear, insecurity, or assumptions shaped by past pain. Emotions, too, are shaped by beliefs. Our emotional reactions are often triggered not by events themselves, but by what we believe those events mean. If someone criticizes your work and you believe I'm a failure, you'll feel crushed. But if you believe feedback helps me grow, you'll feel motivated. The same external event, two entirely different emotional outcomes depending on the belief behind it. Beliefs even influence long-term mental well-being. People who believe they can grow, adapt, and improve tend to be more resilient. They bounce back from setbacks because they see struggles as temporary and solvable. But those who hold rigid, negative beliefs about themselves or the world often remain stuck in cycles of anxiety, depression, or hopelessness, not because they are weak, but because their beliefs leave no room for change. Every aspect of life is touched by belief. Whether it's applying for a job, falling in love, dealing with loss, or chasing a dream, your beliefs are either lifting you up or holding you back. And the power lies in recognizing which ones are doing what. When you become aware of the beliefs you've been living by, you can begin to replace the ones that limit you with beliefs that empower you. This chapter invites you to look at the stories you're living in your career, your relationships, and your emotional life, and to ask, are these stories helping me create the life I want? Or are they quietly keeping me from it? If beliefs shape our reality, then learning to transform them is the key to transforming our lives. This chapter is where the real change begins. It's where we move from awareness to action. Once you've identified the beliefs that are holding you back, the next step is rewriting the script, lacing those limiting beliefs with ones that empower, support, and reflect the truth of who you really are. Transforming beliefs begins with conscious questioning. Every belief, no matter how deeply rooted, was formed through experience, emotion, or repetition. That means it can be changed the same way. Start by asking yourself, where did this belief come from? Is it based on fact or fear? Is it still true for me today? Often, you'll find that what you believe isn't even your own thought. It may have come from a parent, a painful moment, or a misunderstanding in childhood. By tracing beliefs back to their origin, you begin to loosen their grip on your identity. The next step is to challenge the belief directly. If, for example, your belief is, "I'm not good enough," ask yourself, what proof do I have that contradicts this? Think about times you succeeded, times you were appreciated, moments when you overcame difficulty. This process of gathering evidence is powerful. It starts to break down the illusion that the belief is absolute truth. Now comes the most powerful phase, replacing the old belief with a new, empowering one. This isn't about repeating empty affirmations or pretending things are perfect. It's about choosing a belief that aligns with the life you want to live and committing to it with intention. So instead of "I'm not good enough," you choose "I am enough just as I am, and I continue to grow every day." Repeating this new belief, writing it down, speaking it aloud, and, most importantly, acting as if it's true will begin to rewire your subconscious mind. Transformation also requires emotional engagement. Beliefs are rooted in emotion, and they're most easily changed when emotion is involved. That's why visualization, journaling, and meditation can be powerful tools. Imagine yourself living fully in your new belief. Feel what it would be like to move through the world with confidence, self-worth, and purpose. Let your nervous system experience that future, because your brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. It will start to believe what you consistently focus on. Of course, this process isn't instant. Belief transformation takes time, repetition, and self-compassion. You may catch yourself slipping back into old patterns. That's okay. What matters is your awareness and willingness to return to the new path. Over time, with consistent effort, the old belief loses power and the new one becomes your default. This chapter is a call to rewrite your inner story, to stop living by default and start living by design. Because the beliefs you choose today will shape the life you live tomorrow, and once you realize that you have the power to choose, you'll never be the same again. Changing deeply held beliefs can feel overwhelming, but the good news is that there are powerful tools and techniques designed to help you shift your mindset effectively. This chapter explores practical methods that anyone can use to reprogram limiting beliefs and cultivate empowering ones. These tools work not just on a conscious level, but also at the subconscious core of your mind, where true transformation happens. One of the most widely used techniques is affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat consistently to yourself, designed to overwrite negative self-talk with empowering beliefs. The key to successful affirmations is consistency and emotional connection. It's not enough to just say, "I am confident." You have to feel the confidence as you say it. Repeating affirmations daily, especially first thing in the morning or before bed, helps to rewire your brain by creating new neural pathways that support your new beliefs. Another powerful tool is visualization. This technique involves imagining yourself living out the new belief in vivid detail. Visualization is more than just daydreaming. It's a deliberate mental rehearsal of success, happiness, or whatever you want to achieve. For example, if your limiting belief is "I'm not successful," you visualize yourself achieving your goals, feeling proud, and experiencing success. Visualization engages your brain's emotional centers and helps your mind accept the new belief as possible and real. Journaling is another effective practice. Writing down your beliefs, challenges, and progress brings clarity and awareness. You can journal about where your limiting beliefs came from, how they've impacted your life, and what new beliefs you want to adopt. This process externalizes your thoughts, making it easier to observe and change them. Writing also engages a different part of your brain than just thinking, which can accelerate transformation. Mindfulness and meditation offer powerful support in shifting beliefs by helping you become more aware of your thoughts without judgment. When you practice mindfulness, you learn to observe negative beliefs as just mental events rather than truths. This creates distance from harmful patterns and gives you the space to choose new, empowering beliefs instead. Meditation can also calm the nervous system, reduce stress, and make your mind more receptive to change. Cognitive behavioral techniques, CBT, are structured methods used by therapists that can be self-applied as well. CBT helps you identify distorted thinking patterns and systematically challenge and replace them. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, "I always fail," CBT encourages you to examine evidence for and against this belief and develop a more balanced perspective, like "sometimes I fail, but I learn and improve." Lastly, surrounding yourself with supportive people and environments is crucial. Our social circles deeply influence our beliefs. Being around positive, growth-oriented people who reinforce empowering beliefs can accelerate your transformation. It's also helpful to consume content, books, podcasts, videos, that inspire and challenge your old beliefs. Combining these tools creates a comprehensive approach to shifting your mindset. The journey isn't always easy, but with patience, dedication, and the right techniques, you can break free from limiting beliefs and build a mindset that serves your highest potential. There's nothing more powerful than real life stories to illustrate the incredible impact beliefs can have on a person's life. In this chapter, we dive into inspiring examples of individuals who faced seemingly insurmountable challenges and how a shift in their beliefs transformed their reality entirely. These stories serve as proof that belief is not just theory, it is a force that can change everything. Take the story of Oprah Winfrey, one of the most influential media personalities in the world. Growing up in poverty and facing abuse and discrimination, her early life was filled with obstacles that could have crushed her spirit. Yet, Oprah's belief in her own potential and worth was unwavering. She often speaks about how she chose to see herself not as a victim of circumstances, but as a powerful force for good. This belief propelled her to break barriers and build a media empire, inspiring millions along the way. Her story reminds us that where you start doesn't dictate where you can go. Your beliefs do. Another example comes from J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before becoming a best-selling author, Rowling was a struggling single mother living on welfare. She battled depression and rejection from publishers, but Rowling held on to a core belief in her story and her ability to succeed. That belief fueled her persistence and creativity, even when the world said no. Today, her books have touched millions, proving that belief can turn dreams into reality, no matter how impossible they seem. In the world of sports, Michael Jordan's story is often cited. Known as one of the greatest basketball players of all time, Jordan was famously cut from his high school basketball team. Many would see that as a sign to give up, but Jordan's belief in his potential was stronger than any setback. He used that rejection as motivation, working harder every day. His belief in himself transformed failure into fuel, leading to 6 NBA championships and a legendary career. These stories share a common thread. The individuals didn't have perfect circumstances or guaranteed success. What they had was a belief that transcended their difficulties, a belief in possibility, in their own resilience, and in the power to change their story. This is the power of beliefs. They shape not only how we see ourselves, but also what we are willing to fight for. But belief isn't just for the famous or extraordinary. Everyday people experience transformations when they challenge and shift their limiting beliefs. A woman who believed she was too old to start a new career might take a class and find a passion she never knew existed. A man who thought he wasn't worthy of love might open his heart and build a lasting relationship once he changes that belief. These real-life moments show that belief doesn't just change outcomes, it changes identity. This chapter is a celebration of human potential and the extraordinary power of belief to rewrite life's script. It reminds us that no matter what you're facing today, a shift in your beliefs can open doors you never thought possible. The stories you hear here aren't just inspiration. They are evidence that you too can change everything by changing what you believe. As we reach the conclusion of this journey into the power of beliefs, one truth stands clear: you become what you believe. This simple yet profound idea holds the key to understanding how beliefs shape every part of our existence, from our thoughts and emotions to our actions and ultimately the life we live. Throughout this video, we've explored how beliefs form, how they influence success and relationships, and how they can either limit or empower us. Now it's time to internalize the ultimate message. Your beliefs are not fixed. They are fluid and can be consciously shaped. Beliefs act as the blueprint for your reality. They filter your perception, influence your decisions, and create the foundation for your habits. If you believe you are capable, worthy, and deserving of good things, you are more likely to take the steps that align with those beliefs. Conversely, if you harbor limiting beliefs, thoughts that tell you I'm not enough or I can't succeed, you will unconsciously sabotage your potential. This means that your beliefs are the starting point of your destiny. But here lies the most empowering part. Because beliefs are learned, they can be unlearned and rewritten. You have the ability to question the beliefs that no longer serve you and replace them with ones that uplift and inspire. This transformation is a process that requires awareness, patience, and practice. But it is entirely within your control. The power to change your life begins with changing your mind. When you choose to embrace empowering beliefs, you set off a ripple effect. Your thoughts shift, your emotions stabilize, and your actions become aligned with your highest potential. You start to attract opportunities, build stronger relationships, and develop resilience in the face of challenges. The world around you responds to the energy you project, which is why cultivating positive, growth-oriented beliefs can profoundly alter your experience. This chapter encourages you to become the architect of your own belief. Start by noticing the stories you tell yourself daily. Are they stories of limitation or possibility? Challenge those stories. Ask yourself if they reflect your true potential or just past conditioning. Then, consciously choose new beliefs that serve your vision and values. Reinforce these beliefs through repetition, visualization, and action. Remember, this is not about instant perfection. It's about commitment to growth. There will be moments of doubt and old beliefs trying to resurface. But each time you reaffirm your new beliefs, you strengthen your new reality. You become the person who believes in their dreams, who takes bold steps, and who creates a life filled with purpose and joy. In closing, the power of beliefs is the power to transform. When you understand that your beliefs shape your world, you gain the greatest tool for personal change. You have the ability to rewrite your story, to break free from old limitations, and to step fully into the life you were meant to live. You truly become what you believe.